Hey there, Buffaloes. My name is Trevor, and you're watching BTV. I'm here to get you up to date on events going on here at Southeast High School as the year comes to a close. There have been a lot of performances going on, from jazz to orchestra to the annual Gold Dust Variety Show, and we have the sights and sounds from each one of those that I'm sure you will enjoy. But our first lead story on the changes in administration for the next year. As most of you should be aware, we are getting a new principal for the new year. Mrs. Doyle is taking a job over at North, and the principal from Heights is coming here. His name is Bruce Dieterding, and he started back in 1983, where he had his first teaching job in the old Southeast building. He was also an assistant principal at West and a principal at South, and later went on to Heights. He cares about students and wants them to reach their full potential.
I want kids to know that I have expectations. I expect them to do well. I expect them to succeed. I want to help them eradicate failure from their lives, and I want them to know that they'll see me at a lot of their events.
There are a few additional changes in our administration for the next year. Mr. Creighton is moving to Northwest, and Mrs. Phillips is retiring from Southeast. We wish them the best on their separate journeys. We will miss them, but our own Miss Scarborough will be taking over one of their positions as assistant principal. That's okay, Buffs. Don't get the blues because some of our administration is leaving, because the band program is seeing some changes as well with the new Buff Blues tradition. Here's reporter Xander to give you the information.
With good food and music.
It gets harder to believe that this was the first time, but it was the very first Buff Blues Review.
We have two jazz bands, and we wanted to let them stretch out their feet tonight and play all kinds of songs and serve up dinner and make it like it's a nice supper club and raise some money to help the instrumental music department.
With this being their very first Buff Blues Review, the audience turnout was amazing. With an expected increase of music students next year, they're going to need more money for equipment.
Additional equipment and supplies for instrumental music. Next year we're going to have 200 kids in band and 100 kids in orchestra, and we just don't have the stuff we need for them.
But with more and more students coming in every year, the question is, will the band do it again?
Oh, definitely. What I'm hoping is that people will realize just how wonderful the music is, and that it's by high school students, and that they will come back next year, and additional people will come, and we'll have more donors with baskets, and become an annual thing for Southeast community.
For BTV, this is Xander Shaw.
Thank you, Xander, for showing us this new tradition. Orchestra had their final performance on Friday, May 4th after being rescheduled due to weather conditions. Many people showed up to support orchestra for their outstanding performance. Miss Cutler was one conducting because Miss Jensen is recovering in the hospital. We all hope she gets better soon. Speaking of traditions, Southeast also hosted the annual Gold Dust Show directed by Lisa Cookson this late April. The 52nd annual variety show was a spectacular display of talent, featuring songs from Michael Jackson, Elvis Presley, Queen, Hamilton, and Dear Evan Hansen. Bringing together students and alumni, Gold Dust drew laughs and tears from the audience with comedic MCs and a senior slideshow spotlighting the seniors who will be leaving Southeast this year. But Gold Dust is not all about singing and dancing. Gold Dust also showcased different forms of art, such as photography, painting, and sculptures in the library. People could view the art prior to the show or during intermission. These same students were seen recently displaying school spirit, as you see very often at Southeast High School. Students from repertory theater, forensics, band, and auditioned choirs were recognized for their outstanding performances this year as they marched down the halls of Southeast as the band played alongside them. If that isn't school spirit, then I don't know what is. Southeast is made up of many different cultures. At the Multicultural Fair, students were exposed to some of these cultures by watching different performances and trying different kinds of food. Before we take off to the summer, things are taking off in science class. To ignite interest in science, Mr. Johnson, trying to get a reaction out of students, is putting Newton's third law into action. The rocket helped illustrate that with every action comes an equal and opposite reaction, and captivated the attention of not only his physical science class, but others as well. These rockets reached the heights of approximately 300 feet in the air. Want to know what else is really high up in the air? The sun. The engineering class are trying to find out ways to harness the sun's energy with solar panels. They're going to be installing a koi pond to power the garden outside. How cool! Or hot, or, you know.
We want to get maximum energy from the sun, so I am building just a support system so that we can move these solar panels to any degree or rotation to get maximum flow from the sun.
As we showed you in a previous episode, the statue in the hallway that has been worked on by senior Jack Lynch all year is finally done and is being taken away to be clear-coated and will be on display at Old Southeast Building, also known as the current District Administrative Building. If you want to see it, head down there. And now for the moment you've been waiting for, your final sports update with BTV sports anchor Antonio.
Hello boss, my name is Antonio Castrovez and I am here to update you on Southeast sports. First up is track. Crystal Mosley is working on defending her state championship in the 400-meter dash, and senior Ollie McGee is hoping to take first in state for both the 100 and 200-meter dash, as well as 4x100 and 4x400 relay. And Jack Lynch is competing for the top height in the men's 6A pole vault event at state. The team has the GWAL meet this coming Friday at Northwest. Baseball. For the first time in 3 years, our baseball team won 2 consecutive games, beating East 7-6 and South 16-6, with the contribution of freshmen Kate Little, Preston Taylor, and Jacoby Livingston. Seniors are helping out too, though. Crawford Anderson leads the team with 12 hits. Noah Terry playing every single game and doubling his batting average over the last 8 games, and Luke Smith has been the most successful pitcher this year. Now on to soccer. The girls have seen improvement this year, but they still have lots of room to improve. What do they need in order to play their best?
The girls soccer team is having a rough season this year.
So far, we are 0-8. We have not won a game yet.
This isn't the first time that the girls soccer team has been struggling.
This year's team has a better attitude than last year's team, but as far as results on the field, it's the same as what we had going last year.
But what can be done so the team will improve the results?
It's not going to happen this year. It's a long process. What I've got to do is I've got to get more kids interested in playing.
The team not only needs more players, but more support as well.
Having more girls out on the field would definitely help out. So far, we've only had one team, and that's the varsity team. And so far, we haven't even had enough to complete an entire roster. So having enough girls would definitely help out and sort out like who's JV and who's varsity. But I mean, in the end, it's going to help us in the long run, help everyone's skill improve, help the school like gain a better reputation on the field. From students, they're always like, oh, you guys suck, but they don't really know how we feel going out on the field. They give more priority to the football teams and the basketball teams, and the soccer teams are always on the side.
I think that would help. It would give the kids a boost of confidence if they had their peers out there supporting them.
The team actually scored their second goal of the season this year by Cassie Agnew against Great Bend. Come support the team here at Southeast United at 4 p.m. against West High, and on Thursday at 4 p.m. against Northwest here at Southeast. Good luck, ladies. Well, Bubs, see you next year. Oh wait, or not.
Finally, the annual student-teacher basketball game was quite entertaining this year. Even without Officer Howard, the teachers pulled out a 1-point victory, knocking off the seniors 43-42. The 2019 class will be seniors next year, so teachers, you better watch out. That's it for this episode. Be sure to tune in next year, Buffs.